guys, it's Candy in the Land of Sushi and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I invited a very special guest. I want to share her story with you guys. She was an ALT just like me and now she moved on to become an international preschool teacher in Tokyo. So if you want to know her story and how she switched careers and if you are planning to do the same in the future, then please keep on watching. Hi Jam!
Hello!
First of all, I'd like to thank you for doing this interview with me. It means a lot to me and to my viewers. Okay, let's start. Are you ready?
No. Okay, yes.
Would you let my viewers know your career and educational background?
I graduated Bachelor of Education major in preschool. My first work was a classroom assistant in Ateneo, and then I taught 2 years as a teacher after. And then before coming to Japan, I worked at Center for Brighter Beginnings for a couple of months. And then I was an ALT for 2 years. I worked as an assistant language teacher in public schools, public elementary schools.
I think you answered my second question. How long did you work for as an ALT? You worked for 2 full contracts, right?
Yeah. But actually, I arrived here January. So, like, it was an awkward time. I finished January to March and then 2 full contracts.
So more than 2 years.
Full school years.
So Jam is now a preschool teacher, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been working as a preschool teacher here in Japan?
This is my second school year.
Why did you decide to switch from an ALT to a preschool teacher?
Okay, well, number one, I think cliche as it sounds, teaching preschool kids has always been my passion. I think even when I was a kid. Number two, it wasn't as fulfilling anymore being an ALT. The lessons are the same, activities, like you don't have your own class, you're not responsible completely for their growth. There are some parts that I only assist, some parts that I'm just a decoration in the classroom. The work is really light. I like to challenge myself in a way. Like it's really easy compared to the teaching position that I had in the Philippines. And I think like I needed that professional growth in a way. Everything was just routinary, everything was just the same, and I don't think I was given a chance to really improve myself as a teacher.
Okay, so how did you find the job? Your current
Gaijin Pot! Gaijin Pot is the place to be. Gaijin Pot is where I found my apartment and also where I found my current job right now. I was sending a lot of resumes, Gaijin Pot and jobs in Japan. And I think there was one more.
guidable jobs?
Yeah, I think those 3. Just really have to be patient because I sent my resume. I sent it around October, but they replied December. And I had my first interview next year na. But I think it's kind of difficult, especially for Filipinos, because there are like specifications of what nationality they want for their schools. It's really hard, but there are still some, even if they have specifications, I still like just like dived into it. I just sent a lot of resumes to different companies and
how many responded?
after a couple of months, 3. They responded around the same time actually.
See, maybe the hiring season or like interview season. Okay, so out of the 3 responses you got, why did you choose this particular school?
Well, number one is I think salary-wise, I think it had the biggest offer. Because I was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to work in an international school is because I wanted to have a job that would pay me
More.
the past job that I have, plus if I were to part-time jobs, like I don't want to part-time jobs just to have
you
like
never tried working part-time. I see. Okay.
Yeah, the salary was
You
quite
just
good.
want one job and that's it.
Yeah, just one job and like just put all your effort into it. Benefits. Benefits. So one is salary and the other is benefits. They have that transportation reimbursement. They have like a housing allowance. They have food allowance for this school year. They have
Food
like,
allowance.
insurance, pension.
Food allowance?
Food allowance? No, they just added it this year. But when I applied, they didn't have. And they also have like anticipated overtime pay. So even if you don't reach the number of hours, you still get paid the same. Like those kinds of benefits.
What about bonus? Do you get bonuses like don't.
They don't have. Yeah, they don't have. I was actually hoping, since it's a Japanese company, but they don't. I just really wanted to move out from the ALT position, like the ALT job. I wasn't really happy anymore.
So now that you're an international preschool teacher in Japan, what are the major differences between an assistant language teacher versus a preschool teacher?
Like, one is, as an ALT, you don't need to make grades. You don't need to give grades.
Do you also do running records?
No. We don't.
Not that
Just
specific.
grade. I think that's twice school year, and then we also have parent-teacher conferences. Which one of the things that I really like as a preschool teacher, like being able to talk to the parents about the children's growth, which I don't get to do when you're an ALT. And what else? Job load, the workload, it's more. Since if you're an ALT, lesson plans are given. It's just like routinary. You can use the same activity for the next school year and the next school year. But like for preschool, we need to make our own lesson plans, and we need to adjust it. Depends on the kids,
Their needs, their interests.
their needs. I need to prepare for crafts. I have my own class, so I really need to like take note on their progress so I could update their parents about it. Like, you're just really responsible for your own class, and it's just more rewarding seeing.
So you do
seeing the growth.
You have like your own class, and how many students are there? And
Oh
the
my
age
gosh.
range?
I'm teaching 2 to 3 years old. Last year there were a lot, like around 30 plus kids. So we have to divide it into 2 classes. But this year, just 15, I think.
So the class size is around 15.
15.
And how many
Around
teachers are there?
Teachers, there are 2 native speaking English teachers, and then 2 Japanese teachers.
Okay, so you're dealing with all Japanese kids, or do you also have international kids?
Mostly Japanese kids, but like some of them have lived abroad, like some of the parents have lived abroad, or I think there are also a few that are half. Last year there were more. It's actually more tiring.
What's the yearly schedule like?
You have more free time as an ALT. ALTs have a really long summer break. I think that's one of the best things about the ALT schedule. But for preschools, I think max is 2 weeks. I only have 2 weeks vacation for winter break, and I think 2 weeks for summer break. Last year we have a week, I think only a week. I think a week of spring break. But this year they're gonna ask us to do spring classes.
What is your working hours like?
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But the kids arrive around 8:30, and then class, like the regular classes, are 9 to 2:30. The rest is for extended care, or if they assign me after school program.
So in the afternoon you get prep time, right? Do you
Prep time, after school programs.
do you join after school?
Yeah, it depends if they assign you. So last year they assigned me for like a K2 English skills. So it's an extra class for the same age level. They also gave me like class for higher kids, like higher level kids, advanced English. So it actually depends, but it's just once a week or twice a week.
So what
Other
time
day,
is that usually?
just 45 minutes for younger kids, but for older kids around an hour.
You leave school at 5 o'clock most of the time, or like do you
Yeah, most of the
also
time.
have like overtime?
We do have overtime. So I mentioned earlier about the anticipated 10 hours overtime,
A month.
right? So yeah, per month. So even if you reach the 10 hours, you'll still be paid the same. But if you max out and then you exceed the 10 hours, you get more pay.
You mentioned that you just teach English, right? And your classes also have Japanese programs. So would you like to indulge us with that information?
The main school of our company is actually an international school, and connected to that international school, they have different bilingual preschools. I'm working on one of the bilingual branches, and they have a pretty high standard. So like some of what other parents do is they start off with the bilingual preschools first, and then they move. That's the time that they move on to an international school. Like it's like a stepping stone. Yeah. So last year, since there were a lot of kids, we divided the class into 2, and then they just alternate English and Japanese class. within the week. But today, since we only have fewer kids, English and Japanese classes just in one class. So like last year, we needed to teach everyday English, but this year we only need to teach Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Thursday, Tuesday, Japanese.
So on TTH, what do you do?
We assist the Japanese teachers. Yeah, and during English days, Japanese teachers also assist us.
Next question. Which do you like better? I mean, it's obvious, but which do you like better? Being an ALT or being a preschool teacher in Japan?
Being an ALT is really fun. The kids are really sweet, but yeah, my heart just belongs to the kiddos, like the younger ones. For preschool, you don't expect much from them yet. Just a mere thank you or please or I'm sorry, it's already like a big thing for me. Just as long as they understand what I'm saying, that's already a big thing for me.
So like, not all of your students understand you and can speak English.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, it's the first time that they're being exposed to English. So they're just blank in the beginning.
Don't you get frustrated sometimes?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I just really have a long patience. Yeah, I just really have long patience for that. I really like to deal with kids that have difficulties or those who have special needs. I like to deal with those kinds of kids.
So what are the difficulties of being a preschool teacher?
It's difficult if some of the parents don't understand English that much yet. I mean, they're in an international school, but like language is still a problem for some of the parents, and it's hard if you can't understand each other when you want to tell them something really important about a child's progress or a child's difficulty. Or for parent-teacher conferences, there's always one English teacher and one Japanese teacher. So it's really good if the parents can understand both. There are times that they want to voice out a concern, and I also can't understand Japanese that fluent, but they'd rather sometimes talk to the Japanese teachers about it because they're more comfortable. And I actually experienced one parent, she was really trying to magnify small mistakes that the English teachers did. I mean, it's just really small, but like they're trying to make it big. Yeah, but you can just really count. You can just really count those kinds of parents. But other than that, they're really thankful. They try their best to talk to you.
So what would you advise people who are thinking of switching careers from being an ALT to a preschool teacher?
Well, just do it. For me, it was really a big risk. It was really, really a big risk for your professional growth, for the benefits, for the experience. If you just know what's best for you, and if you know that you're capable of doing something more, just go do it.
Are you happy and satisfied with your current job?
I am. I mean, I'm in a good place. The teachers, my co-teachers are really nice.
Finally, we've reached the last part of the interview. Any message to fellow teachers?
It's really hard teaching in a different country, especially if most of the time you can't understand what your students are saying. I mean, I started teaching here as an ALT, and I don't even understand a single word other kids are saying, if they're saying good thing or bad thing.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me.
I'm happy to share my experience.
Yeah, I think it would help, some teachers, not just Filipino teachers, who are currently ALTs and they're not satisfied with their jobs and they're looking into, switching careers.
Bye! Thanks, Bons!
That is it for this video, guys. I hope you like the video and find it informative. Also, I'd like to thank Jam for agreeing to do this video with me. If you want more videos about Japan and about the ALT life, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. That's it, you guys. Please stay safe, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Goodbye!